Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Liam here, and in today's video we're doing an unboxing review of the Elgato prompter. Now this is an electronic teleprompter for content creators such as myself. It's got a lot of capabilities, a lot of features, and some really cool stuff in here that makes it stand out from other teleprompters that you can find online. But before we get into all the details about this new product, let's go ahead and roll the intro. Okay, so as I mentioned before the intro, today we're taking a look at the Elgato prompter. Now this is a turnkey solution made by the good folks at Elgato, the same company that makes the Stream Decks and the Wave microphones and all of that other good stuff for your content creation. So we're going to go ahead and take a look inside the box and see what all this bad boy comes with. All right, so as you can see here, we got our box, and let's go ahead and pop this little tab out and open it up and see what all is contained in here. Okay, so first of all, we have the manual. We'll set that aside. We got this small box that has accessories in it. We'll set that aside for now. This is the camera mount plate for the system. We'll set that down. And then we lift off this piece. And in the other bag here, we have the actual prompter. So let me go ahead and set these things down out of the way. And we're going to pull this out of the bag. It's a little bit tricky because of the odd shape, but you just work the bag off there. There we go. And we'll set those down there below as well. So this is the actual Elgato prompter. Now, by default, out of the box, it comes with this faceplate mounted on it, which is designed for their Facecam Pro webcam, their 4K webcam. If you want to buy one of those, if you can find one, they seem to always be out of stock. But you'll see it has two screws here, which means we can take out this plate and use some of the other accessories in that box. So let me go ahead and show you those. So in here, we have our set of back plates, extra back plates for different connectivity types. So we have a cloth, a cleaning cloth. Now, this plate here is designed to use with your mirrorless or DSLR camera. You would put that on the back of this in place of the plate that's already on there just by using these two screws to remove the old one and put the new one on. And this one here, if you look, it might be kind of hard to see on camera, but it's got grooves. Now, what you do in this case is you put this one on the back of the prompter, and then you are going to use these step-up rings, which they include from 49 millimeters up to 82. So you would screw on the one to the front element of your lens, depending on what size diameter the lens is on the front end, where you normally put your ND filters and stuff. And that's what you would do. You would put this on the barrel of your lens. And then once you have it on the barrel of your lens, it would slide up into here like this. So this would basically just slide down onto your camera and lock on. And then you would mount your camera on your tripod, and your camera would easily be able to hold the prompter itself because it doesn't weigh a tremendous amount. Now, the other plate we have in here is a universal back plate with a shroud. And if you put this one on in place of the one that's on there by default or the one with the ring, this would allow you to use your action cameras, web cameras, your smartphone, whatever the case may be. You would put that up against this back plate so it can see through the prompter, and then you put this shroud over it so that it blacks out the sunlight just like so. And then you would have your setup like that, and you would be good to go because this shroud would block out all excess light from passing through the prompter. So those are all of the adapters that you get with it, which is pretty much all you need for most any type of scenario. Being you have the two different style backplates here, the fully universal one with the shroud and the one that works with the lens filter step-up rings, that's going to take care of most everybody. Because like I said, you can use a smartphone, action camera, or your regular camera with the step-up ring with either of these two plates. This one is pretty much only for the people that own the Facecam Pro. Now the third box in here is just the USB-C cable. It's a USB A to C cable. I have a A to C adapter on mine, so it's now a C to C cable because the newer MacBook Pros don't have any USB A ports. So the prompter itself, this is a mirrored glass here on this side, and your camera would be on the back side here. And then this side is the screen. It's a 9-inch full color display, 600 nits of brightness. You can use it as a secondary monitor for your computer because you would be able to see the picture through the reflection there. Or, of course, it will scroll your text when you have this paired with the accompanying Elgato software, which we're going to go ahead and take a look at the software in just a second here. Oh, you'll also notice that it does have two cold shoe mounts on the top if you need to mount a light up here or a microphone. You got one on each side, so you can put a light here and a mic here, and you would be absolutely good to go at that point. So let's go ahead and hook this thing up to the computer and then take a look at the actual Camera Hub software. All right, so now what we need to do is we have to go to the Elgato website, which I have pulled up here, and then you're going to go to Downloads. Now, this is all the software that they offer for all their different products. This software is for their Stream Deck switchers, their Wavelength microphones. They have the Elgato Studio. They have the capture device utility for their capture cards, the Camera Hub, Control Center, video capture, bit focus buttons, and so on. Now, the one we need for our instance is the Camera Hub, because as you see here, it works with Facecam Neo, Facecam MK2, Facecam 4K, Facecam Pro, CamLink 4K, and Prompter XL, as well as Prompter, EpoCam, Facecam, and CamLink. Okay, so that's the software you need. And you can put in your email address if you want, and your phone number if you want to sign up to their distribution list. If you don't want to, you don't have to. You can just click here to continue with the download and download the software. And then you're going to go ahead and install the software, and then we'll move on to that next step in the next part here. Okay, so now we're taking a look at the Elgato Camera Hub software. And you can see the default output is Prompter, which you don't want to change that. There's a soft power off button, but it doesn't actually shut the device down. It kind of puts it in sleep mode, I believe. You have a horizontal flip. You can change your orientation. You can change the screen brightness and contrast. Next, you can choose your type of content, whether you want it to be text, use it as a display like an extra monitor, or for chat. You can choose those options, and then of course you have an appearance section where you can set the font for the prompter, font size, the horizontal margin, vertical margin, line spacing, the color of the text, the color of the background, and the opacity. Now down here in the next section you have the scrolling, and you can do a constant scroll, or you can do with voice sync, where it'll actually scroll as you talk based on the signal it receives from your microphone. You can adjust the scroll speed. You can auto scroll chapter, auto loop, and you can change the reading position as well as highlight text. And then there's overlays and some other stuff that I'm not going to get into. But this gives you a basic idea of how the application works. And then if we go, I can scroll down a little bit farther just to show you the overlays section if you really want to see that part. So now you can see the overlays part. You can show an overlay with a pointer as a crosshair, a snap, or a square. You can change the color of it, of course. This is what it looks like, and the position on the screen, and the opacity, of course. So you can adjust all of that stuff as well. So, I mean, those are the major items here. There is another tab if you have an Elgato Facecam camera set up, which I don't at this time, so it doesn't really apply to me. I'm using my other cameras, but you do have a tab for camera, and then you can add on effects as well. If you want to get into that, I don't mess with that stuff because to me, most of that stuff's kind of cheesy, and it's just not something that I'm into. So I generally kind of steer away from stuff like that. Now for this part here, I just wanted to give you a quick screen share and show you what the actual text looks like on the prompter. So this is just some sample text that's in the application by default that of course you can delete out. You can create your own scripts. You can use text edit, notepad, Word, Pages if you're a Mac user, whatever word processing document you want to use, and then you can paste it in there. And just make sure you structure it out in the sections like you saw in the previous screen. Now, in addition to having a voice sync, you can also control the scrolling of your text using the Elgato Stream Deck pedals, if you have those, which I do, but I don't currently have them hooked up to the prompter. But you can add the pedals to your computer setup, and then you can go into the Stream Deck app and you can configure the pedals to do the scroll forward, scroll backward, and you can use the center press on the pedal because it has three pressable sections, left, right, and center. And you can press on the center and use that one to pause and play the scrolling effect, so you can start and stop it basically. And that gives you a good idea of how all of that part, as far as that goes, works. Like I said, it's pretty straightforward. Now, the key details for this, it's designed for streamers and gamers, of course. It's a compact teleprompter for above your monitor. You can use it with cameras, smartphones, webcams. It's a bright 9-inch display. It's 1024 by 600. It includes step-up ring set that I showed you earlier. Powers using USB-C to the computer. It's a drag and drop display, and it can accommodate wide angle lenses without any issues at all. And of course, additional features, it's part reflective, part transparent. So it is especially crafted to deliver a crystal clear picture measuring 9 inches and a resolution of 1024 by 600 pixels, which I mentioned before. The integrated display is designed for maximum readability. With its versatile design, Prompter's universal L bracket supports just about any camera or mounting style with 2/4 20 threads on the base, like I showed you before. The prompter attaches to your desktop mount or tripod with ease. You can use the step-up ring sets, which include from 49 millimeters up to 82, the most common ones. So you don't have to worry about that. And of course, it has the mounting screws, and the cleaning cloth is included as well. So you don't have to worry about any of that stuff. You're fully covered there. If you need those the extra accoutrements that come with it, they are available. So no worry about that stuff. As far as that goes. But as you can see, it's an extremely handy and versatile product. And I think it would be helpful for a lot of content creators out there. I grabbed one as soon as I found out about it, and it's been a real big help with my YouTube videos. And I'm very grateful to Elgato for coming up with such a great design, because all of the previous prompters I had gotten online were just a metal chassis, like the shell with the reflective glass and reflective/mirror glass, and they didn't include a display. They just had a tray there, so you had to use your smartphone or your tablet as the display. Then you have to use a third-party app, and it's just a lot of headaches. So I'm really grateful to Elgato for coming out with this. I would love to have their Prompter XL with the bigger 15.6-inch screen, just because that would be nice. And that one's detachable, so you can use it as a standalone external monitor with your laptop as well. But that one is $600, where this one's only $244. So this one's considerably more cost feasible probably for most of us. Okay, so as you saw from the demonstration, the Elgato prompter is a handy little utility. It can do a lot of things for you. It can double as an external monitor. It can be your teleprompter. You can use the voice sync, or you can scroll through your text using hotkeys, or if you have the Elgato Stream Deck pedal down below, which I do have one, I just don't have it here, you can control it with the pedals by pressing one pedal to scroll up and one pedal to scroll down. and so on and so forth. But as you can see, it's an extremely handy little tool. I am excited that they're coming out with a larger XL model that has a 15.6-inch screen that can be detached and used as a separate standalone external monitor. Now, the Elgato prompter that I have here is $244. You can pick it up on Amazon or on the Elgato website. I'll put a link down below that's an affiliate link on Amazon if you want to get it there. Doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just if you buy it with my affiliate link, you're supporting the channel by giving a few cents to the channel with each purchase used with the affiliate link. So that's going to wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for taking the time to watch it. Please remember to subscribe down below, turn on all notifications, and I will see you in the next video.